Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. So today we're really excited to be taking a closer look at this. It's the brand new Jurassic World CERATOSAURUS. This is part of a Series 2 line and this comes with electronic features and gimmicks. And it looks super cool. And much like the recently reviewed electronic Dilophosaurus Spitter, the growlers from Series 2 are much bigger than the traditional basher and biter figures. Those of you with a keen eye may notice that this is paying homage to the Ceratosaurus that we see in Jurassic Park 3. It's got a very similar coloration and patterning going on. So let's kick off by taking a closer look at the packaging. So up in the top left hand corner we've got the Jurassic World logo, we've got a nice picture of the Ceratosaurus roaring here. Behind this bit of cardboard we've got the T-Rex roaring proudly. Down here we've got a rundown of the feature: when you move the tail something happens. You've got the Hasbro logo here. The alkaline batteries are included, woohoo! And it says growling action here. Ceratosaurus ages 4+, that's me! And on the back we've got a wonderful illustration of the Ceratosaurus glowing blue. Up at the top it says chomping jaws. Over to the right we've got an image of the wound glowing red, not sure why it would glow. And just in case you were afraid this packaging was going to eat you, this is a fantasy scene. Thanks Hasbro. Okay, without further ado, let's get this guy out of the packaging. So here is the Ceratosaurus out of the packaging, and this is probably as close to the original Jurassic Park toys as we're gonna get. It's a really super looking sculpt, it's got lots of gimmicks going on, and it just feels like a traditional Jurassic Park figure. In hand, it's nice to have a sizable Jurassic Park figure again. Unfortunately, we do have visible screw holes. There's 4 of them, 2 on the neck and 2 on the body. Also, the placement of the sound box holes is really prominent. It's right in the middle of a white area, and unfortunately this side, which is visible from the outside of the box, looks much better than this side. It almost looks like they've left off loads of painted detail. But what we're all here to see is the gimmick. So first of all, you've got the wound here, which when you press it, it's actually a button. It lights up and we get this kind of anguishy roar. Pretty cool. And then we've got this one on the tail. Now when we pull the tail down, it closes the jaw, and then upon releasing it roars, and then we hear a stomping sound. Now that roar is unmistakably the T-Rex that's been used for the Ceratosaurus. And this is interesting because actually if you hide the horn, what have we got here? We've pretty much got a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So either Hasbro are going to make a Tyrannosaurus Rex in this same base sculpt, or they've just been really stupid. But actually it's interesting because when they made Jurassic Park 3, the Ceratosaurus CG model was actually just a modified T-Rex. So it makes sense that this is going to be the base for the T-Rex figure, and I hope that's what Hasbro actually does. If they don't, they're really missing a trick here. So in terms of articulation, you can open and close the jaw, and that's spring-loaded due to the gimmick. The arms do rotate backwards and forwards. As you can see, mine are really, really loose. And also I get the feeling of plastic rubbing on plastic. There's a very cheap feeling going on here. The legs are extremely limited. They can only move forwards and backwards that much. And I'm assuming that's due to the built-in gimmicks. And obviously the tail can move down to activate that gimmick. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the sculpt and paint job. Starting off with the head sculpt, you can see Hasbro have tried to cram in loads of sculpted detail for this dinosaur figure. You can see we've got a nice sculpted and painted interior of the mouth. Unfortunately, due to the gimmick, we've got this big slab of plastic going across the middle painted pink. But apart from that, it's pretty good looking. We've got some nice creases underneath as well. The paint job is okay. They've tried to imitate the Jurassic Park 3 Ceratosaurus, and there is some nice hand brushing going on here above the lip. Unfortunately, I think they could have used a softer airbrush on this guy so that you get nicer gradients going from this red to this cream. Also, they've used this cream color on the teeth that's very close to what we see in the skin tone, and because of that, it kind of looks like this dinosaur has no teeth if you take a look at it quickly. And also the teeth are kind of globbed together. But apart from that, nice sculpted tongue there, and yeah, pretty good looking head. As we move down the neck, some really nice sculpted hanging flesh under the neck here. Really nice striations sculpted along here. As we move into the shoulders, really nice creases running all the way along here. Really nicely sculpted and painted finger claws. As we move into the wound area, now I have a problem with this. I'm not sure why we've got all this white going around the wound. It feels a little bit distracting. I think it's supposed to be like sinew over the muscle, so that when you you pull away the flesh, you get that white sinewy sort of muscly effect, but it kind of doesn't work because there's no gradient and it's not fine enough, so it just doesn't feel right. It feels like, why has it got this big white border around the outside? And you can see the ribs inside, so you can see the color of the bone, so it's definitely not bone. It just feels a little bit distracting. Got this really nice patination going on across the body, which feels very similar to what we see in Jurassic Park 3. Again, really could benefit from some softer airbrushing. This is really hard-edged paint. Feels like they just sort of slapped a template on and sprayed over that template. Really would have benefited from having softer gradation into this cream color. Really nice sculpted striations underneath the belly there. I really like the sculpted detail on this leg. You can see some really nice sculpted creases going on there, and this foot looks really nice as well. Very bird-like with all these little armor plates going on. It almost feels like it's been sourced from another Jurassic Park figure, which I wouldn't be surprised. As we move along the tail, really nice sculpted creases going all the way along here. Nice elegant flick in the tail at the end there. As we move back along, again, nice patination. Does feel like we're lacking some on this side though. Unfortunately, we do have a flat area for literature again, which sort of spoils the sculpt a little bit, but hey. Got some visible screw holes here, unfortunately, but this one is kind of disguised a little bit by the paint job. Really nice sculpted creases, nice clear musculature on this leg. Really, really lovely detail on these legs. Can't really fault them. They probably could do with a bit more painted detail up here, but apart from that, a really nice sculpt. There we've got the visible sound box here, but really nice sculpted torso area. Again, really nice sculpted hand claws and fingers. As we move up the neck, really nice sculpted hanging flesh again, unfortunately spoiled by these visible screw holes, and then we're back to that cool Ceratosaurus head. Okay, so just how big is this guy? Let's bring in the tape measure. You're looking at about 9.5 inches, which is about 24 centimeters. And in terms of the height, you're looking at just under 4 inches, which is about 9-10 centimeters. Size comparison time, here's the Ceratosaurus next to the Series 2 Growler Spitter. We have reviewed this one on the channel, link is in the description. You can see that these two are in no way in scale with each other. And here's the Ceratosaurus next to the Ankylosaurus Basher and Biter figure, which is actually one of my favourites. And again, we have reviewed this guy, link is in the description down below. Next, here's the Ceratosaurus next to the Basher and Biter Indominus Rex, again recently reviewed on the channel. And I think these two scale up fairly nicely, apart from the fact that the Basher and Biter I-Rex has a really stubby tail. And lastly, here's our good friend Off-Color Alan, who's concerned that he's going to have to fish a phone out from a big pile of dinosaur poo again. Thanks, Alan. There he goes, he's leaving the review table. So there we have it, guys. That was today's look at the Jurassic World Ceratosaurus Series 2 figure. This is actually a really nice toy, and it's probably about as close as we're going to get to original Jurassic Park toys. I think there are still a lot of flaws with this toy, mainly in the quality control and the paint job. Just a few things could be improved that would make this a perfect toy. It's a shame about the limiting of the movement of the legs, but I suppose for the gimmicks that you're getting, it's pretty good. And I really like the fact that Hasbro's improving the quality of their figures through the Jurassic World line. They started off really awful with that Tyrannosaurus Rex, and these ones are kind of making up for it. Let me know, guys, have you picked this one up already? What are your thoughts on it? In the meantime, guys, rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.